Hershiser. Defensively for the Reds, it's Dave Collins, Eric Davis, Paul O'Neill in the outfield, Chris Sabo, Barry Larkin, Jeff Treadway, Leon Durham around the infield. Terry McGriff does the catching in the big right head. Ron Robinson on the mound. We'll look at Ronnie's numbers, and they're very impressive. 3 and 5, but it came so close with that perfect game, 3.74. We asked Scotty Breeden, what did he expect of Ronnie tonight?
Well, I think Robbie, as he goes along, he needs to establish his breaking ball and his fastball and have good location with it. Robbie needs to get his fastball established to make his breaking ball effective. And as he goes along, he usually gets good location established and pitches inside. And he does those things. Well, he should be able to give us hopefully 6-7 good innings.
I say 3 and 5. That's not real impressive. I guess the thing that we had, of course, Jay, was the night we watched Ron Robinson pitch 8 2/3 perfect innings, and boy, that'll live in my memory for a long time.
That was a special thrill. Let's remind you, this copyrighted telecast comes to you through the courtesy of Multimedia Broadcasting, authorized under TV rights granted to the Reds, solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Reds is prohibited. The announcers on this telecast are employed by Multimedia Broadcasting with the approval of the Reds. Well, the Reds back home. Robinson making his second start of the season against the Dodgers. Pitched 6 innings of 7, hit 2 LA out of 4th.
Not involved in the decision in that game that was won by the Reds 5-2. You may remember Paul O'Neill, 3-run 9th inning homer, did the damage. He faces Steve Sachs, and we're underway at Riverfront. And Sachs slashes the first one.
He'll delete it off. Sachs had hit in 8 of his last 10.
The whole lineup really swinging the bat. In fact, Jeff Hamilton has started to hit. Dave Anderson. Lineup. Everybody has really hit.
You mentioned Stubbs and Suppose probably. Certainly the team that has apparently not missed Guerrero that much. Now here's Stubbs. He's batting .205, but has hit in 10 of his last 6 that he has played in at first. And Stubbs getting the call over there at first. As indicated to you, Marshall is in right field tonight. Robinson has a 2-6 career record with 1 save against LA. Sachs has stolen 16 bases. The bunt, and Sabo throwing to a Larkin who was nowhere near the bag. Sabo looked and just threw, and Sabo was some 7 or 8 feet away from the bag.
Well, the reason he is away from the bag at second base is he thought the ball might get by Sabo. He's now started back to protect Sabo. And it was a pretty good thought on Sabo's mind as far as going to second base, but nobody's there to cover.
And it's a fielder's choice. That's the way you score it. So the Dodgers have a threat right off the bat, and Kirk Gibson comes to the plate. Gibson is batting at .300.
With Honey, the fun way to dress.
Grandpa.
There's Frank. One ball and 1 strike. Pete Rose, the head man. Scioscia was the toughest batter to strike out last year in the major leagues. Here's the 1-1 inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Scioscia. Best year was '85. He hit .296 in 141 games. Scioscia has 22 RBIs. Fly ball into left. Collins is camped under it. Makes the play. The Dodgers break on top. They lead it 2-0.
Reds find themselves trailing 2-0, and they've got to catch up with this lineup. Barry Larkin leads off and plays shortstop. Batting second is Dave Collins in left field. Chris Sabo having outstanding years at third base, batting third. Eric Davis bats fourth. He's back in the lineup. He's in center field. Paul O'Neill slumped a little bit of late. He's in right field batting fifth. Leon Bull Durham, over the sinus problem, in the lineup at first base. Jeff Treadway plays second base and bats seventh. Terry McGriff is the catcher, of course, as Bo Diaz is on the DL. And Ron Robinson, the pitcher. Defensively for the LA Dodgers, it's Kirk Gibson, John Shelby, Mike Marshall in the outfield. Jeff Hamilton, Dave Anderson, Steve Sachs, Franklin Stubbs around the infield. Mike Scioscia behind the plate, and Oral Hershiser. And Oral just about ready to go to work here, and you see his numbers right there, but it looks like Mike Marshall, even just a little bit of sliver of sunlight as it goes through the top of the stadium, asking for sunglasses. And they're probably told him, we don't bring sunglasses out for the night game, Mike. And so also down at first base, Joe West is telling him, don't just stand over there then. and if you get a shot of the outfield, out in right field,
cowboy there, Joe West.
Yeah. There's a little bit of sun, and he's worried about that. I guess he's sort of standing deep enough. We don't even have a problem as a rule, but he's very concerned about it.
Barry Larkin to lead it off. Barry batting .308. He's hit .340 in his last 12 games. First pitch from Hershiser, and it's outside. Oral Hershiser, 16 wins last year, 10 already this year. Born in Buffalo, New York. Grew up in Cherry Hills, New Jersey. And down to third base, and Hamilton throwing across. There's one gone. Many of you folks in our viewing area will remember that Hershiser was an all MVP performer at Bowling Green, all MAC conference. Also was at one time a very highly touted young hockey player for the Philadelphia Flyers junior A team. He's a four handicap golfer. I was going to throw that at you. He
played the Pacific Cup with me out in Palm Springs when we defeated the Japanese. He's got a younger brother in the Dodgers organization named Gordon Hershiser.
Collins down the line in right, and Collins is going to go for two. We had an opportunity to talk to Collins before tonight's game about what he might expect from Hershiser.
Well, from Oral, I expect to see an assortment of pitches as far as how he's going to pitch me. I think he's going to throw me a breaking ball when he's going for the strikeout and when there's men on base. I think if I get into a situation where there's not anybody on, I think he's basically going to throw me a lot of fastballs and make me hit my way on. But if he needs a strikeout, he's going to go to his breaking ball because that's his best pitch, and he's got one of the best breaking balls in the league.
Nobody on base, so what did he throw him? To get this extra base hit, we'll look at it right after the pitch to Sabo as he's already standing in ready.
Sabo's batting .320. And the ball got away from Scioscia just a short distance. He wants to talk things over.
Yeah, I think Chris hopefully was just bluffing the bunt to get an idea of what Hershiser wanted to do. Sachs now wants to come in and talk to both Hershiser and Scioscia, but Scioscia leaves to go back.
What was that pitch that Collins hit down the right side?
Well, we'll take a look at it. He talked about him throwing curveballs when he wanted to have him a strikeout, and then he wanted to throw him curveballs with men on base. Well, will he throw him a fastball with no one on?
We got a little problem.
So.
Here it is, I think.
Sort of some off-speed pitch.
It was definitely an off-speed pitch, and Collins turned on it. This is inside. 2 balls and no strikes.
I think they'll pitch around Sabo, not give him the good pitches. That's the way the Dodgers organization likes to do. They feel like Davis is a strikeout man behind him, and he hasn't been in the lineup. The sore left elbow could be a problem. Chris Sabo will not see many good pitches.
He's got a 6-game streak going. That's a little high. Sabo, and we've talked about him. He chased Buddy Bell, who now, of course, is in the Houston camp. Sabo has brought his average up 51 points since June the 5th. He's hit in 17 of his last 19. Collins out there at second, 1 out. Dodgers leading it 2-0. There's a strike at the letters.
We asked Chris Sabo, what about the pressure of replacing a man like Buddy Bell?
Well, I don't feel any pressure with Buddy gone because, you know, I was playing when Buddy was here. I miss Buddy, but I really don't feel any pressure playing because I just play as hard as I can. And if I succeed, then that's great. But even if I don't succeed, you know, I know I gave it my best shot.
Well, Sabo succeeds in working Hershiser for the walk, and they're 2 on and 1 out for Eric Davis. Davis back in the lineup tonight. Eric, 356 is what he's batted with 5 home runs and 11 RBIs in his last 12 games. And it's no secret to you Reds fans, wherever you're watching and listening tonight, that this man and Daniels need to be in the Reds lineup for the offense to function.
Well, they'll never have to worry about vampires, I can tell you that.
First pitch, a ball.
Look at the size of that cross.
Those vampires won't mess with him. Yes, sir. I didn't know we had any vampires in the Ohio Valley.
Well, you're going to London. You'll probably bring some back with you.
I might see some over there. One of those dark, foggy nights along the Thames, huh? 1 ball and 1 strike. Davis has 34 RBIs, 11 home runs, a count of 1 and 1. Hershiser will be 30 years old. You see the first baseman Stubbs playing way behind Sabo as that was ball 2 and 1.
Eric can lay off that high fastball. That's the diet that it's been prescribed for him so far this season, the high fastballs. And he got into a lot of problems chasing that pitch.
And he fouled a high fastball off there for 2 and 2. You see the brace on the damaged elbow. The Reds batting .252 as a team, have hit 52 home runs. 22 stolen bases in the last 11 games for the Reds as Hershiser rubs up a new baseball. I mentioned this is the first of a 7-game homestand, 7 days, 3 against LA and then 4 against the Padres, and a chance to do some damage if the Reds can get hot here at home. Way outside, 3 and 2. Hershiser, Johnny trying to get him nibble at that outside pitch, and Eric was able to hold up. O'Neill is on deck.
You can bet the Dodger pitching, and they've been trained. He's 10 and 3. He's going to try to nibble the corners. He's got good stuff if he has to challenge it, but more often than not, they'll try to pitch away from the strings and hit a corner. Now it will be interesting to see if they'll be running, and of course, good speed on the bases.
And a play at second, not in time. Pitching coach here for the Dodgers is Ron Peranowski.
Never faced him, but he was a great reliever for the Dodgers for a long time.
Sure was. Here comes the payoff pitch. Runners are going, and it is caught on a fine play by Sachs, and he goes to the bag at second for the double play. Oh boy. After an inning, Dodgers lead it 2-0.
You can be a big winner in the Pepsi Count the Wins game. Look for specially marked cans of Pepsi products, then look inside the can. You may be an instant winner of Cincinnati Reds tickets, 6-packs of Pepsi products, or have a chance to win $20,000 cash. Just match the number inside your can with the number of Reds wins on the prescribed dates, and you'll be eligible for the cash drawing. Redeem your cans at Teasdale Fenton Cleaners or these other authorized redemption centers. Get your specially marked cans of Pepsi today and count the wins.
Dodgers leading it 2-0 as Jeff Hamilton stands in against Ron Robinson. Curveball is inside. Hamilton has hit in 15 of his last 38 games, and he's got a .395 average over that period of time. He's stolen 19 bases, hitting at .250.
I think he said he'd stolen 19 bases.
He hasn't.
I think he's 0 for 0 at this point.
I may have
He struck out 19 times, which is the column next to the stolen bases.
I'm in the wrong column. Yeah. I was out in the heat a lot today. Boy, we had fun out at Trumpy's tournament. Wonderful day out at Boone County. Boy, did I get some sun.
Really?
Really. The heat's getting to me. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 2. Hamilton's only 24 years old. He was the 29th selection in the draft back in '82. Started last year in Albuquerque. Led the league out there. A .360 average. And it's a full count. Dodgers 39-30. Game and a half ahead of Houston, 5.5 again ahead of San Francisco, 6.5 ahead of the Cincinnati Reds. Popped out to the right side. Let's see if Durham has a play. Nope. Hits on top of the Reds dugout. You see Durham back in the lineup. Back in his hometown. Scratched the other night in Houston because of a sinus problem. Tomorrow it'll be Fernando Valenzuela, a merry Mexican right there. Jose Rio. Leary and Browning will be the scheduled pitchers for Sunday's game here at Riverfront. Curveball and a little bloop shot handled by Durham. Well, there's 1 gone for Dave Anderson. Anderson playing shortstop and playing very well with Alfredo Griffin out of the lineup. Griffin was to be a big help for this club at shortstop. And he had the hand injury. And Anderson has played quite well. 10 hits in his last 25 at bats, Johnny, and a .299 average.
Well, he started 30 of the last 31 games. And over that period of time, hit .311. And he's only committed 2 errors. And he has just filled in so well for their defensive ball club that last year was about the worst in baseball. And this year they have really turned things around.
They led the National League in errors the last 3 seasons, did the Dodgers. This fella at the plate from Louisville, Kentucky. Strike on the corner. Went to high school down in St. Petersburg. Born down in the bluegrass country. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fouled off to the right. And
did Drysdale make the play?
I don't think Drysdale went for that. He's got his engineer over there.
No, wrong booth. That's the Spanish-speaking booth.
Oh. Jaime Yaron. Dodgers broadcasting their games in both English and Spanish to the great populace in Southern California. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mets are now 6.5 ahead of Pittsburgh and 9 ahead of Chicago over in the National League East. This will play for O'Neill. 2 gone, and we'll pause for station identification on the Cincinnati Reds television network.
Your #1 sports station in Cincinnati, WLWT.
With Johnny Bench, Jay Randolph at Riverfront on this Friday evening. And Orel Hershiser comes to the plate. His club up 2-0. We're in the 2nd inning. Hershiser into right field. O'Neill. They're down 1-2-3. An inning and a half has gone by, and the Dodgers lead it 2-0. There's our WLW baseball bird here at the ballpark.
He's probably waiting on the special date, July the 8th, Friday, in a big all-star weekend series with the Phillies. It's Surf Baseball Card Collectibles Night, and the first 20,000 fans in attendance will receive a book highlighting the history of the Reds through Topps baseball cards. This collector's item features all your favorite Reds from the 50s to the 80s. Remember, it's Surf Baseball Card Collectibles Night, Friday, July the 8th at 7:35, thanks to Surf Detergent.
First pitch to O'Neill is ball one. Bob Engel behind the plate tonight. O'Neill, 8 game-winning RBIs on the year. Can't catch up with that one. It's 1-1. He's batting .261. All with 30 RBIs and 5 home runs. O'Neill down the right side. Sachs going back. Makes the play. Plays a pretty good second base. We saw Bill Doran, of course, down in Houston. This fella right here is a very fine second sacker. It seems like there are a lot of good second basemen in the National League at this time.
Yeah, they really are. I think they've gone for the better athlete now. They can do a lot more things. Used to, all you had to do was turn the double play. Now they've included speed and a little bit of power.
Durham takes ball one inside, batting at .227.
Yeah, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, second baseman right here in Cincinnati for a long time, Joe Morgan.
Kid. Two balls and no strikes. Pitcher Pat Vasillo has been activated from the DL and optioned to Nashville. He'd been on the 21-day disabled list since June the 2nd with tendonitis. He'll get some opportunity to do some pitching down at the minor league level and see if he can't get in shape to get back. Two balls and one strike. One out. Bo Diaz on the DL also. Into center field. Shelby. Two gone.
Bull has always used a 35-ounce bat. He said he's dropped down a little bit to 32 ounces. Take a look at his swing. He says sometimes he gets jammed a little bit, but he's in a good hitting position there. Just got it down towards the end of the bat and got the fly ball. You could see when he looked down, he knew he hadn't got all of it.
Jeff Treadway, a strike on the outside corner to Treadway, adding .250. Jeff with 16 RBIs on the year. Treadway's from Columbus, Georgia. Signed as a free agent in '84. He was a high school All-American down in Griffith, Georgia.
Look for a little sinker ball there. Oro likes to go to his forehead just below his cap. Wipes around a lot of times, and then never really wipes his hand off on any part of his uniform. Just puts it right on the ball.
And down the line in left. Treadway going for two, and he'll be in standing up. Second double in the game. Collins with one out doubling in the first, and now Treadway with two gone here in the second.
Sinker away. Jeff stays right with it past Hamilton, who was playing him off the line, and Gibson just said, well, I'll pick it up when it gets to the wall.
Treadway out there at second, and McGriff at the dish. He's batting .222. A strike at the letters to McGriff. Outside, and he went for it and couldn't come up with it. And Hershiser's out in front, 0-2 on the young Cincinnati catcher. Playing every day now because of the injury to Diaz. That misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Reds won 4 out of 6 on their last homestand. They're 16 and 15 here at home this year. Just got it off the end of the bat to stay alive. Nothing. Bottom of the 2nd inning. Dodgers leading. Griff trying to get the Reds on the board. Oh, and he struck him out with another one way outside. First strikeout for Oral Hershiser. 2-0 Los Angeles. Well, there's the young Reds fan, and look at those blue eyes. Does he see himself on that television set, I wonder? Oh, it is me, he says. And there, yes, sir. There's a Reds fan. Baseball, a game for all ages. Our old friend, Eddie Sutton, head coach of the University of Kentucky basketball team. Prior to that, he was at Arkansas for many years. One of the very best in the business. Steve Sachs leading it off. He singled and scored back in the 1st. Strike 1 from Robinson. This Dodger club (33 and 48) on the road last year. They're much better this season. They're 18 and 12. They're 22 and 14 against the West. 1 ball and 1 strike to Sachs. Playing night baseball, the Dodgers are 26 and 22. And as we mentioned in the opening, 7 and 4 on artificial turf. That caught the outside corner. Dodgers have been in first place since April the 25th. Like 60 days. Sachs held up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oakland leading in the American League West over Minnesota by 6, over Kansas City by 8.5. Of course, the Detroit Tigers of Sparky Anderson have the lead in the American League East. Billy Martin is gone. That's fouled away at the plate. Somebody was saying last night that Billy Martin 5 was replaced by Lou Piniella 2. I don't know. Well, that's an interesting operation and organization. Robinson with the 2-2 offering. Slap foul out of play. Good crowd tonight. I would guess 30,000 plus.
Got the straight A students here tonight, 7,500 of them. They're being treated to Reds tickets because of their good grades. There's a happy man. He would have bet money he didn't get one. That's sitting up there.
Strikeout. The first for Robinson. Franklin Stubbs reached on a fielder's choice when there was a problem for Larkin back in the 1st inning. Bud Light, pretty good stuff on a day like today, nice and hot. And that one got on the outside corner. To the left side. Well, yesterday, of course, the old left-hander had his golf tournament. Today, Trumpy had his.
All lead up to the big one.
Big one's coming Monday. That's right. I knew you'd be there to tell us about it. Out of Blue Ash on Monday.
Yes, indeed.
The Bench Bash, huh?
Johnny Bench Scholarship Fund Classic.
Yes.
Got a full field. We could probably accommodate 6 more, but at the same time, we are just got a full afternoon. It's just going to be a great day with those kids.
Hit on the ground, and the play made by Leon Durham, unassisted. 2 gone.
Ronnie really hasn't thrown badly. First inning, he gives up the hit to Sachs. Everything else was in the infield. And we're able to score 2 runs, the fielder's choice. Of course, that made a big difference in how the inning was set up. Then he hits Gibson trying to be too careful, and Marshall hits the ball up the middle. Looks like a force play at the least, and possible double play. And it was just a tough play made by Barry Larkin, but it turned out to be the big reason for the runs in the inning.
And this one catches the inside corner. Gibson, an All-American football player at Michigan State. He was one of those talented fellows coming out of college, Johnny, who could make a decision on just what he wanted to do.
I think he made the right decision.
Oh, I do.
I never played football, but I think it'd be much quieter doing this, and you make more money at times. And of course, you can play longer. And he only played baseball 1 year in college. He excelled so much that the Tigers wanted him. And he, of course, I can still remember him hitting that home run off of Goose Gossage. Gossage, when Dick Williams went out the mound, he said, "You mean you want to strike him out?" And he said, "That's right." Williams hadn't sat down in the dugout, and that baby was in the upper deck.
And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Dodgers got 2 in the first, 2 runs on 2 hits. The Reds have 2 hits and an error, but they're scoreless. Jose Rio will pitch tomorrow against Fernando Valenzuela. Nice pitching pairing. Still tickets available. Foul back.
Good looking patch on the sleeve of the Reds, that all-star patch. We saw it on the sleeve of not just Jose Rio, but in that picture we saw them. It is of course, the commemoration. Great shot right there, guys. Look how pretty that is.
It's an outstanding job, isn't it?
Cincinnati Reds, 88 with a star over the city and the stadium, all-star game. And the judge is wearing one. Of course, he has everything. He gets everything. We make him do it for standing in the sun.
That's high. The judge patrolling center field again tonight. There he is.
An all-star hat. That was probably right there a bootleg hat, though, if I'm probably not mistaken.
Article here in the Inquirer that an all-star ticket will go for $1,000. Some all-star tickets.
Really?
That's right.
You mean my 4-box seats behind the dugout?
Oh, I didn't. I thought you were going to give 2 of those to me. I thought it was kind of 2 and 2.
You're in London.
No, I'll be back for the All-Star.
Oh, you will be back for the All-Star game. I think we can talk. Can we talk?
Oh, no, I don't think we can talk at $1,000 a pop. No, thank you. Face value is what we like.
I see. For you, my friend, anything.
Okay.
Well, I look in the scoreboard, Jay. New York 8, Chicago 3. It was a 2-1 ball game in the 7th. The Cubs were leading.
Wind must have started blowing out.
Somebody started making some serious contact up there.
Pittsburgh and Montreal scoreless in the 3rd. Philadelphia and St. Louis later. San Francisco and Houston later. And San Diego, Atlanta. Atlanta leading at 4-2 second inning. Here, Dodgers have a 2-0 advantage. 3-2 pitch coming to Gibson. And another foul.
They must know that Robbie's working on a 95 pitch count, because every one of them's gone up there and has fouled 6 pitches off. In the dugout, one of them, Pete, has one of the coaches, I'm sure it's Scotty Breeden, with the counter in his hand, right around 95 pitches.
And he strikes him out, and that's 7 in a row. He's retired. Dodgers lead it 2-0. Concepcion. Frank Williams in the background. He was warming up earlier. Robinson at the plate. Bottom of the third inning. 2-0 Dodgers. Robinson's batting 182. He's got an RBI. Sorry, Guandarani. Ron won his last start, 3-2 over the Giants last Saturday here at Riverfront. Pitched 5 innings, a 5-hit, 1-run ball. That was his first win since the victory against Montreal on May the 2nd. And you remember that one. He came within 1 out of the perfect game. Strikeout, number 2 for Hershiser. Tony Bennett was in town here last night, gave a marvelous concert at Fountain Square, a free concert. This town is really wonderful.
It really is. And St. Louis made a lot of improvements. I think they came over and took pictures of Cincinnati, trying to copy it.
Well, I'll tell you.
You mean Tony just came into town, rode the bus into town, and just stopped off at Fountain Square and played?
Well, I think there was a little more to it than that, but it was free for the public. I'm sure.
Oh, that's why you went.
Free. Oh, it was free for me, yes. I just walked on down.
Yes.
Walked on down. 1 ball and no strikes. Larkin grounded out in the first inning. That's in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Barry's tied for 3rd in the National League with 22 stolen bases, 8 in batting. Started the night at 308. A high chopper. Foul out of 3rd. There's Collins, who doubled with 1 out in the first. Reds missed a good scoring opportunity in that first inning when Davis hit a shot right at Sachs. And it was a double play. A little low. 3-1. Sitting rather quietly. Hamilton charging. Throws in time. 2 gone. The Reds are 10-9 right now in a run of 26 straight games against Western Division clubs. Look at this big crowd on hand at Riverfront. Collins stands in. Hit on the ground to Sachs. And it's a quick 1-2-3. After 3, Dodgers lead 2-0. Two nothing the Dodgers. We move into the top of the 4th inning here at Riverfront on a beautiful night for baseball. Mike Marshall. First pitch to him was a ball. This catches the corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. President of marketing for the Reds, passing along a note to you, John, that I know you want to mention in a moment, as that's foul back.
Well, a good friend of mine, Jay, and he was a security officer down here for a long time, Wally Coleman. I understand he's in the hospital with a heart attack. We called him, he had a great knuckleball. I always kidded him because he had his fingers cut off right at the knuckles when he was a youngster, and in an accident. I always said he had the best palm ball and the best knuckleball in the business. Very good friend of mine. We want to wish him well and hope he's
feeling good and able to watch tonight.
I saw him the other day. It wasn't too long ago that I saw him. He's well, one of the players' favorites, I'll tell you. He was always doing things, making things for the guys, never asking anything. I just hope everything goes well for Wally.
All right, Robbie now with the 2-2 pitch. Fouled back off to the right side, out of play. Remind you again that it'll be Valenzuela and Rio tomorrow night, a very nice pitching pairing, and there's still tickets available. And Leary and Browning will go on Sunday, and then San Diego comes in for 4. Popped up, and we're not going to have a play. Our next telecast, John, will come from the Big Apple. We'll be at Shea Stadium on the 5th and 6th of July. Those games 7:30 starts along the Reds television network.
You will be back, I assume.
Oh, I'll be back. I'll be in the Big Apple. Looking forward to seeing you there. Just taking a short jaunt to London. And Larkin handles Marshall, and there's one out.
Had a little different cut at that breaking ball. The first time up, I thought I saw Stubbs at second base standing up, going to his helmet like he had the sign. He's thrown in some good fastballs and tries to extend on the breaking ball. Reached by Larkin. Time to throw, and he gets it.
Here's Shelby. Shelby hit into that double play that helped things out in the first inning. And a fine stop by Treadway. Look at this. Not in time. Treadway did the only thing he could. He shoveled that ball off to Larkin, who threw on to first, but not in time to get the speedy Shelby. But the fans here applaud the try.
Well, it was a great looking play. And I'm not sure that, of course, they had very little chance of getting Shelby. The only thing here is we saw Larkin diving, trying to make this shovel throw, and he threw it away. If in fact Treadway throws it away, then Shelby may wind up at second base. You take a chance. It's a heck of a transfer. And I tell you, we didn't get to see how good hands that Larkin has, because he caught that ball barehanded and threw.
Did a nice job, and Shelby was able to beat that throw, though, by about a step and a half. Here's Sosha.
I got to throw over and check on Shelby.
Yeah, sure do. Sosha flied to left back in the first inning. 1 on and 1 out here in the fourth, and the Dodgers leading it 2-0. Slapped into center field, and Shelby holds on as Davis came quickly. Now they're 2 on, 1 out for Hamilton.
A little decoy by Jeff Treadway there. They respect the arm of Eric Davis, who charges so well, but Shelby looked like he saw the ball. It was sort of delayed running play. And when Sosha hit the ball, it looked like he saw it in the air, but at the same time, Treadway kind of decoyed him, and he slowed down as he went into second base, making the turn.
Hamilton popped out to start the second inning. He was up and down on occasion last year, and as I mentioned, he led the Pacific Coast League with that .360 average. He's from Flint, Michigan. And the hook is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Hamilton stepping out and looking down to Joey Amalfitano, who coaches at third base. Foul back. There's Joe Amalfitano. And across the diamond from him, coaching for Mr. Lasorda, is Manny Mo. Pretty good pinch hitter in his day, I'll tell you.
One of the all-timers. Yeah, I mentioned earlier that the Cubs were ahead 2-1 in the 7th. They were ahead 2-1 going into the 6th. That's when the Mets took over.
That's low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Dave Anderson on deck. The Reds back home after going 1-2 on that brief road trip down in Houston. Only able to come up with 4 runs in 3 games down there. Getting good pitching performances, but the offense has not been putting enough numbers on the board. That one, the curve is high. 3 balls and 1 strike. Pete Rose intently looking out at Robinson. The runners are Shelby and Sosha. Winning pitcher in that Mets game was Cone. He's 9-1. The runners are going, and coming on is Davis. He makes the play, and the runners have to get back quickly. That looked like it might have a shot to get in the gap, but it held up Johnny, and Davis was able to come over and make the play.
Had to reach for it. He got it just on the end of the bat. Of course, when you hit it out to center field and the hamstring problems of Eric are behind him now, it's going to be hard to get one out past him.
Philadelphia is underway at St. Louis. They're just starting there. Same with San Francisco at Houston. Atlanta leading 4-2 over San Diego, third inning. No score. Pittsburgh and Montreal at Olympic Stadium, fourth inning. It's 2-0 here. The Dodgers. Anderson, who flied to right. His first time up. Stepping in there against Ron Robinson. In the American League, third inning, Yankees under Lou Piniella, 4-3 over Cleveland. They beat Cleveland last night. Pinella's first win back.
Roger Clemens pitching for Boston.
Clemens and Boston are losing 6-0 to Baltimore in the third inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. Toronto leads Detroit 4-2. They're in the third. Montreal at California, Kansas City at Seattle later. Chicago and Texas just getting underway. 330 down the lines here at Riverfront. 375 to the alleys. 400 to center field. Strike on the corner. 1-2. Bell is homered for Toronto today. Mattingly homering for New York.
How about Salazar has 8 home runs?
Isn't that amazing? The job Sparky's done with that lineup. Boy, I'm telling you. He is something else. And into the gap in right center. And it's going to go to the wall. And here comes Shelby. And now they're waving on Scioscia. And Scioscia comes home. And it's a triple for Anderson in the gap. 2 RBIs, his 12th and 13th. Of the year, and it is 4-0 the Dodgers.
Got a fastball by him at 1-1 count. I'm not sure that Shelby might not have been calling that pitch. He made a pretty good fastball up over the plate. However, it was not down. Nowhere land. Of course, that ball does not bounce too hard off of that panel. Both runners scoring easily. For Mike, that's easy.
There are the numbers. Not a very good situation at the moment. A lot of baseball to be played here tonight. 4-5-0 for the Dodgers. 0-2-1 for the Reds. And Hershiser would like to get Anderson home to make it 5-0. Hershiser has 4 RBIs. Trying to bunt. Get it up the right side. See if he couldn't get the job done. He couldn't make contact. 1 ball and 1 strike. That bat at the ball and comes up empty again. Looked like he's trying to lay down a little chip shot there.
Looked like one of my shanks going out there.
You're not allowed to mention that name.
It's all right. I don't have him anymore, but the breaking ball has him just a little puzzled, out of whack. And all of a sudden he'll think, well, now he's thrown me the curveball. They don't think I can hit it. I'll look for it right here. Foul tip, that's it.
Foul tip, and that is it. And the Dodgers pick up a pair, lead at 4-0.
Today's game is brought to you in part by General Tire. Get on your Generals and go. And by Lens Crafters. Quality eyeglasses in about an hour.
You're watching Reds baseball on the Cincinnati Reds television network. 4-0 the Dodgers. Hall of Famers Eddie Matthews, Robin Roberts, Whitey Ford, and Two-time Cy Young Award winner Gaylord Perry have been added to the rosters for the Equitable All-Star Old Timers game to be played here on Sunday, July 10th. Hope you've got your tickets. If not, you'll want to get them. The Reds will then play the Phillies in the regularly scheduled game. The Old Timers festivities start at 1, and you'll want to be on hand. Here's Sabo. Let's see if he can get something started. Bottom of the 4th inning. We get a chance to see Lou Boudreau and Luke Appling, Joe DiMaggio, Johnny Mize, Larry Doby, Bob Feller, Whitey
out
Ford.
of this world.
Boy, I'll tell you, that's Brooks Robinson's going to be here.
So,
and in the National League, DeRocher, Billy Herman, Monty Irvin, Duke Snyder, Ernie Banks, Johnny Bench, of course, will be doing the catching. Brock, Matthews, Roberts, Warren Spahn, Billy Williams.
What a play. They should play on another planet.
I'll tell you, that planet right there, they could probably, I don't know what kind of crowd they might draw, but...
but boy, it would go a long way. The fence is there. Down the left field line is 12,000 feet.
And Sabo looks at one inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. 6-game hitting streak, as we mentioned. He's batted .500 during that streak. 5 doubles in the streak, 2 and a triple. 5 RBIs, 5 runs scored, 4 steals. Well, maybe this will get him started. Sabo gets the walk to lead off this 4th inning.
Well, that's the 2nd time in the game that he's walked, Jay. And Eric, last time up, really almost had the big hit that would have turned things around for the Reds. It certainly would have scored a run. We asked Eric how that left elbow would affect him.
I think it'll definitely affect my swing because of the sorenesses and the swelling that I still have in there, but I'll be able to go out and try to be competitive and try to do some positive things in order to help us win the ball game.
Well, he got a good knock off Hershiser back in the 1st inning, but lined it right to Sachs, and there was the double play. Throw over. Sabo has stolen 22.
And the Dodgers are very aware that the young man will run at any time.
He's not he is going, and for a moment, Johnny, I thought he held up, and then I looked and he was gone.
Well, the way the
Sabo.
monitor sits sometime, you look up and you sort of lose him for a second, but boy, he had every intention of going, and Hershiser usually will go with a little quicker slide step, fastball up, and a lot of good veteran pitchers will give that pitch to their catcher just so they'll have an easy throw. Sachs tries to make a little tough tag on him. I think he'll hurt the goalie.
He was in easily. Stolen base number 23. Strike right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike. Starting time for the Reds-Phillies game here at Riverfront on July 10th has been changed to 3:05 from 2:15. I'll remind you about that. That is to accommodate the Old Timers game festivities, which start at 1, as we mentioned. Good curveball in there. Gates will open on that Sunday, July 10th at 11:30. And, of course, the 12th is the All-Star game. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Davis. A little high, 2-2. Reds-Cardinals game that was rained out. You remember the 2nd game of the season back on April 6th has been rescheduled for Thursday, August the 25th, 7:35 game. 3-2. Johnny mentioned the straight A students, better than 7,000 of them on hand watching this one here at Riverfront tonight. Hershiser on the hill. Sabo at 2nd. Davis steps out. And the payoff pitch struck him out. That is strikeout number 3 for Orel Hershiser.
On the inside corner and almost going straight down. Not the big breaker that he sweeps away from you. It's almost like a knuckle curve in a sense. It goes more straight over the top, the old drop.
O'Neill popped out to start the second inning. 1 on and 1 out. Popped out. Hamilton, the third baseman, in foul ground. 2 gone.
The natives are restless here. They started out in the first inning being restless, and they're not real happy.
Well, I'm sure that they feel this is a very important series.
And they don't like the Dodgers.
That's 2. There are a couple of other items I guess we could list, but most important right now, 4-0 on the board. And the Reds missing some scoring opportunities. Let's see if Durham can get it done. He flied to center in the second inning. Curveball is high. Won more games in the National League than Hershiser. Clinton has won 10. Russell has won 10. Rio will be going for number 9 here tomorrow night. 1 ball and 1 strike. Delivery is high. Durham at the plate. Durham will be 31 years old on July the 30th. 3 balls and 1 strike. Originally a number 1 draft choice of the Cardinals in '76. Named Cincinnatian. Three and 2. Inning led off with Sabo getting the walk and stealing the base. Davis strikes out. O'Neill fouls out. And now 3 and 2 to Durham. Chris Sabo, every time we get a shot at him, boy, he's got that uniform well worked over with the dirt. He gets down in the muck and the mire and fights. Hershiser steps off. This fella's a crafty hurler.
Well, he knows how to make you wait. He knows what he wants to throw, and he wants to make sure that he and Socha are in complete agreement. He wants him to understand he didn't want Mike sitting outside when he's trying to work the inside corner. And he's got to get something in his mind on a 3-2 pitch, what he wants to do. 1-2-4, 1-2.
A little nubber coming over is Hamilton. He makes the play in time. Sabo is stranded. It's 4-0 Dodgers.
That's 4. Hey fans, we want to have another Seniors Day Citizen Special for you, and we're going to tell you about it. It's June 30th. That's when the San Diego Padres are in town to wind up their homestands. If you're 65 and over, you can purchase box reserve seat tickets at half price in advance of game day with no service charge to you while you're buying the tickets at the stadium or the gift shop. Ron Robinson pitching to Steve Sachs here in the inning. Misses with a ball. Make plans now. June 30th at 12:35. Thanks to our good friends at Super X Drugstores.
And a strike on the corner, and Robinson out in front 2-0 to Steve Sachs, who singled and scored and struck out.
Guess right now that Robbie is nearing his quota. And he bats third in the order, coming up in the bottom of the 5th inning. So he'd like to have an easy inning here, give the Reds a chance.
Just outside. Pitching coach of the Reds, Scotty Brayton. 2-2 the count. And make it 3-2 as that one missed outside. Well, I asked the scoreboard stumper here tonight, Johnny. As you see the counter there that Scott Brayton's using, and Treadway throws in time. Nice play.
Who was the last major leaguer to drive in 150 or more runs in a season?
That's the scoreboard stumper.
I know the answer.
You know the answer. Of course you do. You're a genius.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you know the answer? He was a Dodger.
Yes, he was.
153 RBI. Initials were TD.
And can anybody?
We'll let you think about it for a while.
Think about it a little bit. You ought to be able to figure that one out. Franklin Stubbs, long one to center field. Way back, and it's gone.
Oh, he might have knocked it over. That elbow may have been the problem right there. He probably hit the elbow against the boards, Jay.
Yeah, a year ago he makes that play. But the ball off the glove, over the wall. Stubbs, 3rd home run of the season. RBI number 10. 5-0 Dodgers. Got Davis isolated here, Johnny.
One-on-one, he knows. See how he watches. This is just the epitome of a great outfielder.
Oh, right in the glove and right out. Right in the glove and right out. Of course, the glove is on that hand. He's a little upset with himself where the elbow problem is.
Kind of got the other side, the inside crook of the elbow rather than right on the elbow.
Gibson. 1 ball and no strikes.
I think there's some people here watching us on TV that may have seen the replay of that.
Yeah.
Hold up your hands if you saw that replay.
Yeah, I see the hands going up over there. Gibson has been hit by a pitch, and he has struck out. Pittsburgh and Montreal now at Olympic Stadium are in the 5th inning. They're tied 1-1. 2nd inning at Houston. Giants and the Astros scoreless. Philadelphia has taken a 3-0 lead over St. Louis. They're in the 1st inning. Here it is 5-0 Dodgers. Little looper that should be handled by Larkin. 2 gone. Gray is hurling down the right side, getting set. Has that professor look about it.
Yeah, he's got what you call a fork ball. It's not the split fingers fastball. It'd be interesting to get a shot of that grip too, because the index finger is down on the bottom part of the ball, and his other one is located on the upper part of the ball. He can hold 7 baseballs in one hand.
Is that right?
Yes. He was talking to me about the game. He says he doesn't turn it over, but as you can see right there, his arm comes over to get it a different way. See how he finishes? We will see him, I assume, in the next inning.
One ball and 1 strike. American League scores. New York leading Cleveland 5-4. 4th inning. Chicago 2-0 over Texas in the 1st. Baltimore leading Boston 6-2 in the 4th. And Toronto 5-2 over Detroit in the 3rd inning. Rest of the action is later. 2 balls and 1 strike to Mike Marshall.
You want to give him the answer to that scoreboard stumper?
Is his last name Davis?
Davis.
Tommy Davis.
153.
Sabo throwing out Marshall. Home run by Stubbs. Makes it 5-0 Los Angeles. 5-6-0 for the Dodgers. 0-2-1 for the Reds. Bottom of the 5th inning. Treadway will lead it off. McGriff will follow, and then we can expect the pinch batter. Treadway doubled back in the 2nd inning. Treadway hits it deep, and it is gone. Treadway's first home run of the season. RBI number 17. And Jeff Treadway, this buds for you.
How about it? Well, young man has been struggling a little bit, taking the extra batting practice. I said, you know, you got to think about hitting it out of here sometimes. What a time to do it.
Out over the 375 mark. Here's McGriff. He struck out in the second. Boy, he's got him really going at that outside shot, doesn't he? Oral Hershiser's got the young catcher eating right out of his hand. And that missed outside. Well, Jeff Gray will come on as Tracy Jones has come out on deck. Robinson going 5 innings. He gave up 5 runs on 6 hits.
Treadway had 2 home runs. I believe the first one that he hit was off Mike Scott. It was a grand slam.
Another one down the right side, but Marshall will make the play on this one.
Take a look at the Treadway swing. He negates the Franklin Stubbs home run, a fastball down and in, and he turned on it. He got the double down the left field line the first time up on a fastball away. Marshall runs out of room, 375. JT.
The line on Robinson, 5 innings on 5 runs on 6 hits, striking out 3, walked none, he hit a batter. Jones at the dish. Tracy batting .246, trying to pop one out of here, couldn't catch up with that one. Coming back off the DL, takes low. Competitive Californian watches that one go by. 2 balls and 1 strike. Daddy played for the Red Sox farm system, and he had a brother, Terry, who was with the Royals at one time in the minor leagues. Began his career as a third baseman. Sachs is going to throw him out. 2 gone. Back to the top of the order. Larkin has grounded out twice. Larkin started the night at 308. The average is down to 306. Inside for ball 1. And a high chopper that is foul. Mentioning the other night, we watched some bunts and some chops like that down in Houston, and they were rolling toward shortstop. That got the thing tailored a little bit down there, the rug. Good look at Oral Hershiser, fine athlete, very bright, articulate young man. He'll be 30 years old on the 16th of September. Another one off to the left side, foul. There is the president and chief executive officer of the Reds, Marge Schott, sitting down here.
Buzz sitting next to her.
Into center field. Larkin with a 2-out single. 4 hits now for the Reds. And Collins has doubled and grounded out, and he'll have an opportunity. Collins hitting at 250 as he stands in. Larkin might want to do some running. Reds are down by 4 after the home run in this inning by Jeff Treadway. And not in time. Uh-oh, Sachs just didn't move. And Anderson ended up having to throw the ball to Sachs, who was about 5 feet from the bag. Had some interesting plays out there tonight.
Yeah, with 2 outs, he just assumed that the shortstop would make the play to first base. And the ball really came off the dirt and the carpet where they meet. And Anderson was just, all he was trying to do was defensively knock it down. Larkin's speed way too much, and there wasn't anything Anderson could do, and that's when you get caught in left field. There's no place to go.
It's ruled a hit.
He was in right field.
So Collins is 2 for 3, and an opportunity for Sabo, who has walked twice. A run home, 2 on and 2 out. In the dirt, and a good stop by Socha.
Well, you can expect that of Mike Socha.
Oh, yeah. And now Peronowski wants to talk with his hurler. And Socha's coming out to join in the conversation.
Whatever he had to say early, just kind of break the ice. You saw Orel with a little smile.
Socha's doing most of the talking.
That's the way it should be.
Oh, of course. You catchers.
Sure. We know what's going on out there.
You're back there, have to catch him. You're right there.
We're the only guys that's sitting there facing him on every pitch. We know exactly what position he's supposed to be in, how he's supposed to stay back.
It's all in front of him.
How he's drifting right there. It's all in the angles, just like the camera angles.
Oh, it's high. 2-0. Well, I can't believe that they're thinking about pitching around Sabo to get to Davis, even though Davis has that injury. I wouldn't think so.
Not now.
No.
Blood on his elbow.
All 3.
Oh, he is really overflowing. Totally out of the context for Orel Hershiser. And he's asking Ronnie, what's he doing out there? Do you tell him what I told you to tell him? Mr. Bueller, Bill sitting there, the trainer, and Rick Dempsey.
That set the letters for a strike, 3-1.
Well, taking 3-0, of course, you want to get Davis up there, but a guy who's swinging the bat so well, sometimes you want, he's been so particular about not chasing the pitches into 3-0 that Hershiser's not going to give you too much to hit anyway. Take a chance, 3-0 sometimes. But of course, you got your big man that's going to be your bread and butter man on deck.
And a walk to load the bases. Sabo now has been walked 3 times. And those are the only walks that Hershiser has issued this evening. Davis hit the ball hard right at Sachs for a double play in the first. He struck out in the third. An opportunity for the Reds to get back into this one, and they get busy down in the Los Angeles pen. And Holton? Yeah. Oh, high and inside.
Brian Holton. No, Alejandro Pena is up there as well. And boy, a home run by Jeff Treadway.
seemed to unnerve him a little bit.
Yes, it did. Yeah, I think he was thinking about the shutout. All of a sudden, he's sitting here with 2 outs and the tying run at home plate. Boy, Jeff, way to get it started.
Inside, ball 2.
Just about the place, only out over the plate, just about 4 more inches was the breaking ball that he tried to drop in on the corner and straight down. Now he's either got to work that fastball high and tight, throw him another breaking ball. Many choices. He'll try to stay with the
outside, ball 3. Well, now what do you do?
Well, you challenge him with a fastball, and you got to have something on it downstairs. Do you give the green light to Eric Davis?
That's what I'm asking you. Do you?
Do I?
Yep.
You bet.
All right. A walk. It's 5-2.
Well, they won't take. I just can't see them taking Orel Hershiser out now. I mean, he's got a 5-2 lead. It's the 5th inning. There's 2 outs, and of course, you have to go 5 innings to get the victory or opportunity to win it should he stay ahead. And Tommy Lasorda really standing at the edge of the dugout trying to get Orel Hershiser an all-star nomination by keeping him in there, and of course he is the ace of the staff.
O'Neill has popped out and fouled out. And he lays off it, and it's low. O'Neill tied for 2nd in the National League with 8 game-winning RBIs.
The leader is Pedro Guerrero. He's been on the disabled list since June the 5th. Paul really has to have discipline here. If he can get Hershiser deep in the count and get that fastball, Hershiser's going to off-speed him. He's going to throw the curveball and the changeup.
That looked like a fastball that caught the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 runs home. Bases loaded. 5th inning. There's the changeup hit into center field. Shelby at the warning track makes the play 400 feet away. After 5, Dodgers lead at 5-2. Well, let's remind you, good seats are still available for the Chevrolet and Major League Baseball All-Star Workout Day, Monday the 11th of July here at Riverfront. The activities begin at 1. They include all-star skills competition, including the home run hitting contest, and capping the day will be the Walt Disney All-Star Extravaganza, a spectacular program that will feature a cast of more than 650 characters. The tickets are only $4, and the proceeds go to the benefit of the Cincinnati Children's Zoo. You can get your tickets now at the Reds gift shop, at the Hyatt, or at the Stadium Advanced Ticket window. Take a tip from Jay Randolph and bring the whole family. You won't want to miss this great afternoon of baseball entertainment.
I will be doing that. As a matter of fact, I'll be emceeing the contest.
You're not going to be in the contest?
No, I'm going to get some of the younger kids a chance.
Oh, my goodness. Well,
for the Reds, it's Jeff Gray on the mound. Jeff pitched in 1 ball game down in Houston. He won an inning, rather exciting inning. Had the bases loaded. He was brought up as Candy Sierra was sent down, and of course the release of Mario Soto. Saw Mario down here earlier, and he said I couldn't have hit Bob Nepper. When we were talking about the other night on television.
That's right. That's what he told me.
But that's like my dad always said, sitting there watching on television, I could hit that guy.
I only know what he told me. He said, you can't hit Nepper.
Yeah, here's Shelby. He singled his last time up out in front of a pitch, and it's down the right field line. O'Neill will hustle over, but he'll have no chance of getting Shelby at second base. It's a double. And I think that somebody forgot to tell Leon that he's an off-speed pitcher deluxe, and they'll pull most of his pitches. Base hit number 2 for John Shelby.
Durham was certainly a long way off the line.
First double of the night for the Dodgers. Their 7th hit of the evening. They have a home run and a triple. Runners walked on the Dodgers ball club. The Reds committed an error. And Gray will now face Mike Scioscia. Mike singled into center field in the 4th inning, came around to score on the triple by Dave Anderson. Thought about bunting. Trying to get that lead up to 4. Jeff, a lot of off-speed pitches. He bounced it, and McGriff makes the stop. No place for Shelby to go. Natives are restless.
You're a native. You're restless, too.
I certainly am. I don't like these deficits you keep giving me.
Yeah, blame me, right?
And I don't think you like giving them to me.
No, you're right there. Boy, I don't. We were talking about that out at the golf tournament today. Great bunch of folks out there. And, boy, everybody's rooting for the Reds to start to rev it up and get going.
Well, I hope that spring's eternal. Oh, he does drop it down. Gray will make the play. Underhanded to Durham. Sacrifice to Mike Scioscia. Shelby moves to third base. 1-3 on the sack. And that'll bring up Jeff Hamilton. Hamilton is a little looper to Bill Durham at first base and then fly to center field. He's 0 for 2. He and Gibson, the only two in the lineup outside of Hershiser, now have a hit in the game. They have been spread around. Shelby with 2. For the Reds, a couple of hits for Collins and a couple of extra base hits for Jeff Treadway, a double and a home run. Infield right now, a double play depth, but I have a feeling as Gray starts to commit his pitch to home plate that both Larkin and Treadway will move in. We have seen that down at the Dome, and here they come. And Hamilton way out front of the off-speed pitch. Swings and misses. Bob Engel behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. And he can call a ball game for me anytime.
He's good.
He is so solid. There's number 5 on his uniform. I think he had that before. Maybe not. Jammed him, broke his bat, hit the little looper to Larkin, and 2 out. Boy, he got way in on his hands. That off-speed breaking pitch sometimes goes inside.
Yep, watch here as you'll see the pitch, and he got him right in his kitchen, as they call it, in the dugout, and he came right in and took the little looper.
Well, Dave Anderson, who had a big RBI triple, drove in a couple of runs in the 4th inning, really hurt Ron Robinson. Robbie out of the game after giving up 5 runs on 6 hits. And they're going to walk Anderson and get to Hershiser. Talk about what a very intelligent and quite an athlete Hershiser is. Anderson's the one that's filled in, and well, the competition really kind of has inspired this ball club. Last year they were 31-38 were the Dodgers in their first 69 ball games, and here they find themselves 39-30, leading the National League West, and they've been in first place for 60 days. Walk completed, and Hershiser, who's fly to right and struck out, stands in.
I'm looking over at Don Drysdale, and he's having a little fun about what's going on here.
He said, "What is it? Is it a split finger or is it a fork ball?" Double D right there. He had a few things to say about some throwing at batters and stuff.
Mamby-pamby, wasn't it?
Mamby-pamby. We'll put it on a tee and then hit it off of the tee.
Boy, there was a guy who could solid bring it. He and Koufax were rolling.
Married the very lovely Ann Myers.
Oh, wonderful young woman.
Yeah, what a great basketball player she is.
Pretty good analyst, too. I had the privilege of working with her on the AIAW Women's National Championship a few years ago.
They live out in Palm Springs during the winter. And
great gal.
You get to see quite a bit of them. Of course, they've got a new Don Jr.
Good-looking baby. We saw him out in California. Looks a lot like Ann, thank goodness.
Oh.
Don't tell Dodsley I said that. He's a great-looking kid.
Yeah, wait till the break. I wouldn't say anything.
No, you wouldn't tell anything.
Cleveland's jumped ahead of New York in a real pitcher's duel. It's 6-5 in the 4th inning. Foul off.
Tell you, Hershiser may strike out here, but he takes a pretty good cut. As I mentioned, he has 4 RBIs on the year.
Put a little wrinkle in that thing. That makes it interesting. Down on the farm, Greensboro 3-4 this second half. Lost to Gastonia last night. They won the first half. Nice gentle breeze here tonight. Warm day, but it's really a delightful evening for baseball. Absolutely wonderful type of conditions. Gray looking for the strikeout, gets the foul ball from Hershiser, and Anderson, who is running, has to come back.
Starting the runner, hoping that maybe Hershiser could make contact and make something happen.
If somebody covers second base at this particular time, then you're really in trouble.
That's right.
I don't think anybody's required to cover at this point.
Better hadn't.
Double Nichols at home plate. Looks like a right-handed Bill Shear with those glasses. He bounced it in the dirt. Hershiser swings, misses. McGriff makes the tag. Gray's out. Reds are coming to the bottom of the 6th, trailing by 3. It's 5-2. In the bottom of the 6th, Johnny Bench along with Jay Randolph, and hey, boy, that looked like a wide screen to start with, didn't it? He said, that's us. He's in the upper deck, hanging on to what we're talking to. Leon Durham leading off here. 0 for 2. Back in the lineup after being out with a little sinus infection. And that Greg Maddux, he won his 13th ball game yesterday, beating the Mets.
He leads the league in victories as Burtsis starts to warm up again for the Reds down the right side.
Well, they're down in the lineup. The pitcher batting 4th in this inning. And Hershiser's had a little bit of a control problem. He just walked 4, walking 2 in the 5th inning and giving up the 3 hits. And the Reds have had only 5 in the game. Breaking ball, fouled at the plate. Well, who's leading in the National League All-Star voting? Well, the catcher you might expect, Gary Carter. But he's only leading by 19,000 over Santiago. First base, Will Clark has a slight edge by about 20,000 over Keith Hernandez. Second base is Ryan Sandberg. Breaking ball, and see you later. Sandberg is 300 and some thousand ahead of Billy Doran. Mike Schmidt has a 30,000 lead over Bobby Bonilla, who's making quite a bit to make the All-Star team, and deservedly so. Ozzie Smith, he's at 1,200,000. You can just give the trophy to him now. In the outfield, it's Strawberry, Dawson, and Coleman. Raines 40,000 behind in 4th place at Coleman. And the closest Red, Eric Davis, at 396. And the 3rd place vote has 542. First man down. And go ahead, keep hitting. Treadway hits the first pitch and right to Gibson. And there's 2 quick outs in the inning. Hershiser looking for a quick inning, having a little success with a strikeout, which was his 3rd. Make that his 4th. And the fly ball by Treadway. Pitched him away, got a double. Pitched him inside, he got a home run. He pitched him up and away, and he got a fly ball. McGriff 0 for 2. Takes the breaking ball inside. Victor Sasky has moved on the on-deck circle. Guess it's going to be a platoon situation at first base. Friday's pitchers, Cleveland and New York, Cincinnati and Richard Dotson. He and Tom Candiotti were the starting pitchers at 6-5. I'm not sure either one of them are still in there. Baltimore, Jose Bautista and Roger Clemens, and Clemens was behind 6-0. He shut him out 4-0 on a 4-hitter last time out.
Now 6-2 in that game.
6-2. Walt Terrell and Todd Stottlemyre. Stottlemyre back in the starting rotation for the Toronto Blue Jays. The Toronto Blue Jays are leading in that ball game. It's Melidio Perez. Ground ball. Should be easy for Hamilton. His strong arm over in time. 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the 7th inning. You can stand up and stretch if you like the Dodgers. Wait otherwise. 5-2.
In recognition of this week's outstanding defensive play, Allstate presents the Good Hands Award. Riverfront Stadium, Reds Astros, and Rob Murphy on the hill. Alex Trevino drives a shot to deep left field. Dave Collins goes above the wall to rob Trevino of a home run. He preserved the victory for his teammates. Whatever your insurance needs may be, you're in good hands with Allstate. Dave Collins stationed again tonight in left field. It's quite a catch he made off Trevino.
Well, they've got the lights on over in the Dodger broadcast booth, and Bob Engel asking them to shut them off before we start here in the 7th inning. We started at the top of the lineup with Steve Sachs. Steve singled and scored in the 1st inning, struck out, and then grounded out. Average of 284. He looks at a fork ball by Gray, and it's over. Drysdale said that he thought Gray threw harder throwing the intentional walk than he threw at any time.
Oh.
He's a specialist. Got a little rosin on top of his hat. Looks like a right-handed Bill Shearer. Like I said, he gets a fly ball. Davis will track it down, and one out here in the 7th. Sharp kid. Big hands, I guess he does. I mean, at least he can hold 7 baseballs in one hand. He was wanting to see me do it. Look at the size of those hands. For his size, slight build. Of course, you almost get used to seeing pitchers around here at 6'3", 6'4". Fastball, he got it on the inside corner, and Franklin Stubbs wasn't crazy about the call. Franklin had a fielder's choice in the 1st inning to find, well, he tried to drop one down, and Sabo tried to go to second base, but Larkin had come off. Larkin was lucky to make the catch. And he grounded to 1st, and then hit a home run his last time up. Swings at the off-speed pitch, and is out of play 0-2.
You know what happened in this day in Reds history in 1970?
1970. That was a pretty good year.
Crosley Field. Johnny Bench and Lee May back-to-back home runs to beat Marichal 5-4.
Thank you very much. Was that today?
Yep.
June 24th?
Yep. 1970.
Was this on the board?
Yes, it was on the board.
Where are our pictures? Where is our crack crew that has the shots of those? We don't have any updates and shots of Lee May and myself hitting the back-to-backers. Lee hit the last one. I hit the tying home run. We don't have that.
I don't think we have it, no.
Thanks a lot, guys.
I'm not even sure the Baseball Hall of Fame has that.
Well, I have some still photos of the scoreboard and the last pitch by Wayne Granger.
1970, this date.
It's in the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, this date in 1936, New York Yankee rookie Joe DiMaggio hit 2 home runs. Yankees won 18-4. Harmon Killebrew hit his first home run in 1955, but they got beat 18-7 by the Senators.
They were still the Senators playing at Old Griffith Stadium in Washington, D.C.
There's a line drive into right center field. Davis will get over to cut it off. Stubbs will hold it first with his 2nd hit of the game. And with 1 out, the Dodgers have a runner aboard. 1962, Jack Reed. You remember that name? Jack Reed, I was, of course, a Yankee fan in those days. Utility outfielder, hit a home run off Phil Regan in the 22nd inning, giving the New York Yankees a 9-7 victory over the Yankees. It was the only home run Reed hit in the majors. And, of course, we talked about the great second baseman, Joe Morgan. 1984, it was Joe Morgan hitting his 265th home run, breaking Roger Hornsby career home run record for second baseman.
You're full of information.
Thank you so much. Here's Kirk Gibson, and I'm sure by now somebody's told him not to look for too much. And that's all right. Gray gets by with that off-speed pitch very effectively. Thank you.
Hertz is up and throwing for the 3rd time this evening. Speaker of the House. Don't tell him I called him.
There goes Stubbs. Throw not nearly in time.
My goodness, what a jump he got.
Well, stolen base number 6 for Stubbs, 6 out of 8. Stubbs has good speed, and then when you get a pitcher that doesn't watch you carefully, and of course that much of an off-speed pitch takes it a long time to get there. That half a second is a lot of time. They're going to walk Gibson. Count 1 ball, 1 strike, and they're going to put Gibby on. So 2 innings of work, and Mr. Gray has 2 intentional base on balls to his credit. And that will bring Mike Marshall up. Marshall with an infield single and a couple of groundouts. Goose Gossage on the 15-day disabled list, and Keith Hernandez hurt that hamstring again in his second game back. Single into right field, or left field up in Chicago, and he ran to first, but he never got all the way to first base. He had to stop and walk the rest of the way.
Well, Mr. Lasorda sees somebody he wants to wave to. He's always running for governor. I don't know who he's waving at. But...
Well, in the middle of a tight ball game. Breaks the ice a little bit. I mean, it's all business, but at the same time, it's a lot of fun. Fastball missed inside. Lou Piniella, of course, took over for another soap opera. It's not it's a rerun, I guess you could say. It was a good game to build with after winning the first game. The guys are professionals. They're going to play hard no matter who the manager is. If Billy Martin were there tonight, they'd play just as hard. But I'm still glad I'm here, he said. I think. There they go again. Throw down to second base might get Gibson, and it doesn't. Boy, Stubbs had that base stolen completely. I mean, there was no chance. Gibson got caught late going. He didn't see Stubbs leave early, and he did a hard slide, and McGriff's throw almost got him.
Here it is. McGriff had to handle a tough pitch in the dirt. He got the throw away very well, and it was close at second. But
no cigar.
No cigar, and Stubbs got a big break and got the third in rather good fashion.
So Gibson goes along on the trailer, and he has 14. Gibson holds up his hands to Maffatano and said, "What's going on?" And he said, "You watch Stubbs. Here comes the infield fly ball, and it will not be deep enough. O'Neill's arm too strong for them to try. Durham will cut it off, and 2 outs in the inning." Couldn't get the sac fly out of Marshall's bat. And will he give John Shelby a try? He's been swinging the bat. You look at Mike Scioscia, he has not. See how they want to play it. Here comes Scotty Breeden. And I think what they're going to do is they'll bring in the left-hander and take a chance with him on both left-handed batters. You think?
Well, he hasn't looked down there for Burtz's yet, but I would think that's a strong possibility, John. Yep, that's what they're going to do.
Well, that's a percentage. You can go with Shelby against, of course, Shelby is a switch hitter. He'll turn around. Burtz's will come on the run. The Reds are trailing 5-2. There's 2 out with the men on second and third, and Gray will go out, and so will we. We'll be back. Burch is on the mound for the Reds. 0-0 record. He's appeared now in 16 ball games, 24 2/3 innings. His ERA is 4.38, and he's been working on that slider down in the bullpen. Came over in the trade from Oakland, along with Jose Rio or Dave Parker.
He was originally drafted as a number 2 draft pick in the June '82 draft by the Yankees, and he began his career in the Yankee organization in '82. Burtz's is from Michigan, born in Pontiac. Went to Michigan State University.
John Shelby has gone back, got his right-handed helmet on. Switch hitting. He's 250 from the left side. It's 333. 250 from the right side, 333 from the left side. Hit his first home run from the right side in San Diego. Rogers got blown out by the Padres. Frank Williams warms up in the bullpen. Shelby 2 for 3, and they're just going to put him on. I always wondered about If you're going to walk a guy, let the guy that's out there maybe go ahead and do it. And when you got the reliever come in, he doesn't have to warm up and then throw pitches outside and lose some of his rhythm.
Very good point, Johnny.
You would think a professional pitcher wouldn't do that, wouldn't lose rhythm, but you know, you get out there and you've thrown 8 hard ones and all of a sudden you're lobbing 4 out there.
Gray goes an inning and 2/3. He's given up 2 hits, struck out 1, and walked 2. They were both intentional passes. And of course, the folks on base, Stubbs and Gibson, belong to him.
Shelby said, if I'd known they were going to do that, I would have just batted left-handed. Scioscia sacrificed his last time up, singled into center field in the 4th and flied to left.
Game's on the line right here. The Dodgers already leading at 5-2.
3 hits in his last 27 at bats, but he hits well against the Reds, but he hasn't seen much of Burtsis. And Tim just misses down. Jay mentioned that Scioscia not a strikeout type of hitter. Led the majors last year and fewest. John Shelby has gone back, got his right-handed helmet on. Switch hitting. He's 250 from the left side. It's 333. 250 from the right side, 333 from the left side. Hit his first home run from the right side in San Diego. Dodgers got blown out by the Padres. Frank Williams warms up in the bullpen. Shelby 2 for 3, and they're just going to put him on. I always wondered about if you're going to walk a guy, let the guy that's out there maybe go ahead and do it. And when you got the reliever come in, he doesn't have to warm up and then throw pitches outside and lose some of his rhythm.
Very good point, Johnny.
You would think a professional pitcher wouldn't do that, wouldn't lose rhythm, but you know, you get out there and you've thrown 8 hard ones and all of a sudden you're lobbing 4 out there.
Gray goes an inning and 2/3. He's given up 2 hits, struck out 1, and walked 2. They were both intentional passes. And of course, the folks on base, Stubbs and Gibson, belong to him.
Shelby said, if I'd known they were going to do that, I would have just batted left-handed. Scioscia sacrificed his last time up, singled into center field in the 4th and flied to left.
Game's on the line right here. The Dodgers already leading at 5-2.
3 hits in his last 27 at bats, but he hits well against the Reds, but he hasn't seen much of Burtsis. And Tim just misses down. Jay mentioned that Scioscia not a strikeout type of hitter. Led the majors last year and fewest times struck out, or strikeout ratio, times per at bat. There's a ball downstairs, and it's 2-0. This year he's only struck out 14 times. And Tim finding himself in trouble here. Bases are loaded. It's 2-0 count on Mike Scioscia. And just about bet that he will take because he doesn't strike out much. And Burtsis misses down and away, and it's 3-0. Frank Williams in the pen. On deck is Jeff Hamilton. There's the strike. 3-1. Big weekend series, and of course the Reds and Dodgers get back at it again tomorrow. And an excellent matchup of Jose Rio and Fernando Valenzuela. And it'll be That's strike 2. Now the runners will be going with the pitch. And you'll have Tom Browning and Tim Leary. Browning has certainly pitched well of late. Rio with his 8-2 record. Interesting right there. He goes into a stretch and then turns around to second base. Nobody going anywhere. I'll tell you what. Good training by the Dodgers. A lot of times you see a youngster just take off. Ground ball wide of first base. Durham makes the play to Burgess, and they're out of it. Good play by Burgess, getting over and covering the bag. They're stranded here in Riverfront. It's 5-2, middle of the 7th. Well, you see the first pitch of the 7th inning to Eddie Milner, who is pinch hitting for Tim Burgess. Frank Williams will come into the ball game. Curve ball down. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vicky Asaski just into the booth, trying to get our recipes, you know, trying to get Laura's recipe. Got a big cookbook coming out, and they want Laura's recipe for pancakes. You know how you make pancakes in the morning out of that biscuit stuff and their mancha mama?
Yes.
Just pour it and pour it in.
No particular problem.
She just left. Base hit. Maybe. No. Anderson. Good play.
Well,
they were really shaking him that way, weren't they?
But Milner a little slow getting out of the box.
Well, you want to see the cook of the family? It's not this one here. It's right over there. Honey, Laura Ann.
Look around.
Smile. Real pretty.
You're on camera.
Smile. You're on pretty. Got her hair all fuzzed up. She got them perm.
She's a good cook, is she?
She is. I'll tell you, once every month or so, we just have the best meal you can ever imagine. A few people up in Dayton, and a couple other people asked if they haven't seen Laura and what she might look like, and that's her. Jammed was Larkin, and he hit a fly ball to Gibson. Well, that's her, and of course, her father lives up in Dayton. And her brother's down at Ohio University, and her other brother, and got a sister in Peru.
Is that Peru, Indiana?
No, that's Peru.
Oh, I see.
That is in Peru.
I see. The real Peru.
2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Dave Collins getting a start tonight. Out in left field, it's 2 for 4, double and a single. We heard him talk earlier about how he would approach him with men on base, but more with going for the strikeout with a breaking ball. He tries to drag one with him and fouls it off. How about Palm Bay, Florida? Did you get a good look at Laura? WAYK TV channel 56. General manager down there is William Varecha. Sales manager Russ Brown, and the program director is Michelle Phillips. And in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, W43AG/TV channel 43. General manager DJ Everett III. Sales manager James Molman. And the program director is Sam Gilkey. Thank you all for watching us and tuning us in. Jay mentioned our next broadcast will come out of New York. You say the 5th and 6th?
That's right, Shay. Well, 5th and 6th, I believe that's correct.
There's a good curveball. Probably the 6th and 7th.
No, it's the 5th and 6th. Tuesday and a Wednesday out of Big Shay on Tuesday and Wednesday nights.
Oh, there's Paul Runge. He'll watch him go into the dugout to see if he does anything. Check swing call, and he doesn't like it either. Top of the 8th, 5-2 the Dodgers.
This is a News 5 update.
Good evening, I'm Jerry Springer. Coming up on News 5 tonight, Cincinnati Republicans get a big dose of presidential politics as Vice President Bush tries to unify support here. We'll recap their rally and various fundraisers. And first daughter Maureen Reagan will join us with her perspective on the campaign. And from politics to parking tickets, you'll learn how our conservative nature is money in the bank for Cincinnati. Join us at 11:04. The news will see you then.
Well, Jay, it's up on the board, and again, you were right on the total.
33,781. I was pretty close.
855,000 for the year, 578. Frank Williams on the mound. Got a call from John Paris. Gene Patch, I'm not sure. He's a former newscaster. We know him. Don't we down there in the truck? Sure, Roy knows him. Back-to-back home runs. He said, I got him. He's doing a documentary at Crosley Field with the Giants. Gene Patch, okay, you know Gene Patch. They did a documentary. It was submitted to Cooperstown Hall of Fame. The last game played. The man has the name who accepted it at Cooperstown, October 21st, 1970.
I told you it was in Cooperstown.
Who was? Ron Whitaker was running the camera that night. Foul ball. High, baby, right here. Well, there's the home camera. Can he get to it? No, falls out of play. And Marge almost had a shot. Marge almost made a play, and she's fighting the little kid for it right now. No, she's
not fighting it. Look, she's happy for it.
All right, yeah. Those kids hanging around Marge down there. Whoa, she said, that almost got me. Where is Marge?
There she is.
Boy, that's an E right there, Marge. I'm sorry.
E Marge.
That was a total misjudge. Of course, the sun got in her eyes.
Johnny, those home runs, I'm sure, are on film.
There's a double. Hit a breaking ball down the left field corner. Collins will have to play it. Plays it well. Hamilton in safely with a double. What do you say about the... oh, yeah, I think they got to be really.
They would be on film, of course. Sure. We weren't using videotape at that time.
Was John F. Redding, the librarian, sent it to Walter Bartlett at AFCO. At that time, it was AFCO, now Multimedia. Dave Anderson, his big two-run triple in the fourth inning, extended the Dodgers' lead to 4-0. That was Anderson's first triple of the year. For Hamilton, that's only his fourth double. And his first hit of the night, he's 1 for 4. Frank among the league leaders in appearances. For Frank, number 29. Rio has 32. Rob Murphy with 35. He's another workhorse of the bullpen. They're getting him ready. Fastball misses, and it's 2-0. Cheryl Young leads in stolen bases around the National League. Scotty Breeden goes out to talk for a second. He has 40 stolen bases. Andres Galarraga having a real big year for the Montreal Expos. Leads in total bases. He is leading in multi-hit games. He has 30 of those. Sabo with 25. Galarraga leads in extra base hits. And surprisingly, he's not in the on-base percentage, although his batting average is second in the league with a 326. Sabo leads in doubles in the National League with 26. Gibson started the game with 49 runs scored. He has not scored a run tonight. He is 10 behind Barry Bonds. Meeting done. Frank going back to work, behind in the count, and the sinker ball misses down and away, and it's 3-0. Bob Murphy leads the National Leagues in appearances. Anderson 1 for 2. Was intentionally walked his last time up, and this one's over for a strike. All-Star Games. Jay told you about the workout the day before, July 11th. Go down emceeing that. And the home run hitting contest, the relays, and of course the Walt Disney World character. 650, was it?
Yep.
Boy, Anderson tried to go the other way and hit a lady right in the almost in the throat. Got her right in the sternum, right up to the top at the collarbone, right underneath her chin. You just hear it pop from here. This is going for first aid. Full count.
Well, she's all right. Well, she says she's okay.
Wow, she got the ball. Somebody gave her the ball. There's a concerned husband right there. Off-speed pitch fouled into the Dodgers dugout.
Had a scorebook or a cookbook she was reading?
I don't think our cookbook's out. Oh, she threw up her scorebook in front of her, and that's what popped.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
She was just demonstrating that. 5-2 ball game. Dodgers on top, trying to extend the lead they have over the Reds and just keep moving them back farther. Oh, Anderson went after a bad pitch. Chased a bad one, a big break for Frank Williams.
The Reds relief pitchers have a combined 1.99 ERA over the last 10 games. And San Francisco has a 6-0 lead over Houston there in the 5th. Pittsburgh 3-1 over Montreal in the 8th. And Philadelphia leads St. Louis 6-2 there in the 4th inning. In the 8th, Atlanta leading San Diego 4-3.
Kelly Downs and Nolan Ryan down in the dome. Ryan is still pitching in the bottom of the 5th inning, but not for much longer, you would think. The Los Angeles Dodgers lead the Houston Astros by 1.5 games, 5.5 over San Francisco and 6.5 over Cincinnati. And don't look now, but the Padres are only 9.5 back. And they are trailing 4-3 down in Atlanta in the 8th inning. Hershiser fouls one out of play. He's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
Padres have improved their play under their new manager, Jack McKeon, who came out of the front office.
Well, most of the 33,000 are still here. Reds with a couple more times at bat. 6 outs to go. If you look ahead, Eric Davis, Paul O'Neill, and Leon Duran. Wonderful crowd here on hand tonight. And most of them will be back, I'm sure, for the rest of the weekend series. Foul back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll pause right now for station identification. This is the Cincinnati Reds Television Network.
Your #1 sports station in Cincinnati, WLWT.
This is Johnny Bench along with Jay Randolph, top of the 8th inning here at Riverfront Stadium. See the score 5-2. Worrell Hershiser going after his 11th win. Gets a piece of that one, fouls it back to the screen.
Indians leading the Yankees 7-5, 7th inning. Chicago 2-0 over Texas there in the 5th. In the 7th, Baltimore 6-2 over Boston. And Toronto 5-3 over Detroit in the 7th. Later, Milwaukee's at California, Kansas City at Seattle.
Time Frank Williams tried to come right over the top on that fastball in the hands of Hershiser. He misses and the count's full.
Minnesota's also playing at Oakland, Johnny, that game later tonight.
Right off the hands and right over the dugout. That's a big series because the Minnesota Twins have really closed ground as Kansas City was beating Oakland 6 in a row when they faced them, and now Kansas City's dropped back a little bit, 8.5 back, but Minnesota's only 6 games out, and it really proved to be a heck of an opportunity as Bert be home by 11 goes against Storm Davis.
Similar situation here this weekend, but the Reds on the short end of a 5-2 score here in the first of the 3-game series.
Breaking ball. This time it will find part of the field. Paul O'Neill makes the play. No place for Hamilton to go, and 2 outs. Rio and Valenzuela tomorrow night. Don't have tickets. There are tickets still available. And it's a 7:05 starting time, 2:15 on Sunday. Starting time for the Old Timers game on the 10th of July has been changed to 3:05. It's normally a 2:15 ball game, but they have pushed it back to accommodate the Equitable Old Timers. And the bat, the baseball alumni team, which raises money for the indigent and not so lucky baseball players of the past.
That's been an excellent program, Johnny, because, of course, many of the players in the old days were not involved in the kind of arrangement with insurance and pension that the players have today.
Murphy warm down in the bullpen, waits. Frank Williams waits too long for Steve Sachs, and he'll stand out. Steve is singled and scored, struck out, grounded out, and flied out to center. No balls and a strike. Big breaking ball. 1-1. Earned run average leaders. How about John Tudor?
Yes, sir. He's
108.
Pitched very well since coming back, but he can't pitch every game for the Cardinals.
A record of 4-2. Cone, of course, he's a winner today. Making a run for the All-Star. Ground ball, Larkin. He fields, hurries, gets sacks, and getting over, the Reds come to bat, trailing 5-2. It'll be Davis, O'Neill, and Durham. Bottom of the 8th inning. I think I moved ahead of myself. I got Collins with a strikeout. I'm going to have to watch who's going. That was the Sasky. Where do I go? Oh, I'm over here to the right. I'll figure it out. It's Sabo. You're right. Get a shot of the braces, would you? Got my braces on.
How they feel?
Feel good. Feel good. Chalk took care of me. Debbie and Carol. I'll tell you what. We love to see Sabo. Now that's put over somebody else's. They come prepared, don't they? They just keep changing over. That's right. That's pretty smart. It's like that guy in New York. Line drive, base hit. Sabo starts it off. I'm sure glad I got him at the bat this inning.
And he has now hit in 18 of his last 20.
Yeah, I forgot about Sasky doing that. 6'3", 7.
This fella's some kind of tough. He fought this one, turned the hands over, and ripped it into left. Spuds McKenzie.
I think we're going to have to work. In fact, I saw Spuds today. Spuds was down at our meeting down at in Dallas with a couple of the Spudettes.
Yes. He has some nice companions.
They're all right. Laura's prettier. Anyway, they did a wonderful job, and Spuds looked like he'd been out all night. Party animal. Oh boy, he really was. Chris, are you going to go anywhere? I don't think so. Got to give Eric Davis a chance to get a base hit in the left field. First two runners aboard, and the bullpen busy for the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's what they came to see. Jesse Orozco. There's the other one. Can't see his back with these kind of uniforms.
Is that Hal? Oh, it's Belcher.
Tim Belcher.
It's Belcher.
These numbers blend in off of these lights, and usually I can read anything. They just blend right in with that white border. Needless to say, the Reds have a thing going here. Paul O'Neill. He flied out his last time up with the bases loaded in the 5th inning. And it was a deep drive some 400 feet away. He hit the big 3-run homer off of Hershiser, and he fouls at home plate. Hit the hanging curveball down the right field line, a big 3-run homer out in Los Angeles on a Saturday afternoon game of the week to defeat the Dodgers. Hershiser 0-1 on the year against the Reds. Pete contemplating how he can send some of his baseball savvy up to the plate with O'Neill, and Hershiser's still throwing strong.
Yes, he is.
Ball 0 for 3, and he was saying, have you noticed anything different about me? I'm seeing the ball so good. Maybe just get those hands started. Ground ball, Stubbs. He goes down to second base. The great athlete Hershiser. Oh, he talked him into that one. He talked him into that one. That was not what we saw. Hershiser stole that one. That's $100. See, that's what you're looking for.
That is Joe West, the singing cowboy. And he's telling Mr. Rose he was out.
Well, that's just a waste of time, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me.
All right, let's take a look at it.
And if we're wrong, we'll say we're wrong.
Hershiser does a dandy job of getting over there. Here it is. It looks safe to me. And now Rose is into it. He is some kind of hot.
See, look at Joe. He won't say anything. He loves it. He loves it.
Well, he's not supposed to say anything. He's already made the call. He's not supposed to say anything.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, here we go. Now it's his time.
Plate umpire Bob Engel stepping in. Well, let me ask you in the truck to show us the call one more time. Yeah, let's watch. I don't think there was any question that the ball had not reached the glove. Very close play, but Joe West says out, and there goes Pete. He's been thrown out of the game.
Somebody throwing something in the stands. Get him out of here.
Yeah, there's Tommy Helms who'll take over the club, and we don't want another incident here like we had on the night that Malone and Rose got into it, because, and for those of you at home who come to the ballpark, don't throw anything on the field. It's dangerous, and frankly, I mean, it's...
Yeah, I just get amazed at the number of calls that we don't get.
Well, I mean, when you're going bad, that's always the way it seems.
But that's one of the reasons I think we go bad. I'm just amazed at the number of calls that go the other way. I really am.
We've had a run of them, it seems like.
Breaking ball missed inside. 2 outs here after the first 2 runners are aboard. Sabo goes to third base.
2 big double plays in this game. Davis hit into a double play with a big inning possibility in the first.
Oh, he hit it so hard, too.
And then this double play here is the first 2 it reached.
Well, it was just a good effort by Orel Hershiser that made the play. He stole that one. Now we get a line drive back into the corner. Marshall can't get it. It's out of here on the bounce, and it's a ground rule double.
Boy, now that play at first really looms large.
Here comes Peronowski. That'll be all for Orel Hershiser. I would assume that the sort of now taking a page out of Pete's book, and they send out the pitching coach a lot of times. Narrow the gap.
Hershiser goes 7 2/3. He has been charged with 3 runs on 8 hits. He struck out.
They want the left-hander.
5.
It'll be Jesse Orozco, and we'll see what Tommy decides to do. Will he take down Treadway and bring up Concepcion? We'll fill you in when we come back. It's Jesse Orozco, and the Dodgers are leading 5-3. There's 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Jesse Orozco comes on in relief of Orel Hershiser. Orel pitching 7 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs so far and 8 hits. And Orozco with a 2-1 record He has 4 saves and an ERA of 3.08. Came over from the New York Mets.
Tommy Helms making a change in the lineup card.
Yeah, he has scratched out Jeff Treadway and put Dave Concepcion in.
So a couple of veterans will face each other right here in a tight situation.
Roscoe has appeared now in 25 ball games. 25 ball games, and he's been used sparingly. Only 26 in the 3rd innings, 19 hits.
Concepcion batting .213, 27 hits, 6 RBIs.
We'll face Jesse. And Jesse is 31 years old, out of Santa Barbara, California. He signed through this season with the Dodgers. Fly ball right field, first pitch. Marshall on a long run. Oh, he makes the play. Looks like he was going to get away from him for a second. He stayed with it, got a little burn, and the Reds are burned out here in the 8th inning. They close the gap to 5-3. Top of the 9th, 5-3, and it's all the Dodgers. Bob Murphy on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds. And Jay, why don't you fill us in on what else is going on around?
Well, as you look at Murphy's record, 2.31 the ERA. I want to remind you the Expos return to Riverfront in July for a weekend series. Friday the 22nd, Kroger Grocery Night. Saturday the 23rd is Oxidol Dawn Umbrella Day, and the series closes on Sunday, July 24th with Sunglasses Day from Miller Lite. And of course, for all the Reds tickets, you can get them at the stadium or the gift shop or Ticketmaster outlets. Hope to see you that weekend for action as Montreal comes to town.
Murph barely made it out to the field today. He gets the first pitch over. It's grounded towards Concepcion, who has gone to second in replace of Treadway, but Murphy was really down. He was really sick. I worked out a little bit and saw him coming out. That's a big weekend right there. The Kroger Grocery Night, the Umbrella Day, the Sunglasses Day. Was it pitcher night tonight? Well, where's ours? I don't understand. I really don't understand why they don't take care of us.
Probably got
and then they want us to do these promos. Yeah, and then they don't take care of us. That's very discouraging.
I think they're the same color as the bedroom slippers, the ones with the pom-poms on.
Skippy? Yes, I thought so. Murphy gets his pitch over for a strike, 0-3 at 39 innings, and he leads the National League in appearances, this being his 36th. For some of the purists out there, I talked about Orozco coming over from the Mets. It was a roundabout way of getting here, broken bat. Larkin, throw, 2 outs. He was traded to the Dodgers from the Oakland Athletics after the Dodgers traded pitcher Jack Savage, Bob Welch, and Matt Young to Oakland for shortstop Alfredo Griffin and pitcher Jay Howe. And the Athletics traded Savage and pitcher Walt Whitehurst and Kevin Tapani to the Mets for Orozco. So it was a roundabout way. He still pitched for the Mets last year, and he's pitching for the Dodgers this year. That's the way I look at it. And there's 2 outs. Right now, the person looking at it is Mike Marshall. Marshall, 1 for 4.
Murphy's pitched 11 2/3 of 4-hit shutout baseball in his last 10 relief appearances. And he leads the National League in games pitched, as we mentioned, with 35.
Oh, we're getting another good performance from the bullpen. We talked about their effectiveness. This one fouled out of play, and Murph quickly ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. And Murph had a fever, and look at him. You can see him really just kind of in a daze out there. Sure, he's on some form of medication. Struggling for air, and of course, we get a little breeze up here, but down there it's still kind of humid. That's it. Just go for the strikeout. He chased it, struck him out. 1, 2, 3 innings. Reds need 2 to tie. It's the bottom of the 9th. It is the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Dodgers have made a pitching change. Tim Belcher will come on after Orozco got him out. Youngster right there enjoying the nice ball game, not as much as he would like to. But Belcher will come on in relief as Orozco gets the job done with 1 pitch. And for Belcher, he has a record of 4 wins and 4 losses. Won his last time out, and they're talking about putting Sean Hillegas into the starting rotation. And so Belcher gets the call. He has been in 16 ball games. He started 11 games. So this is his 17th appearance, and he'll try to hold him. He has one save.
And this young man is from Ohio, from Mount Lead, Ohio. I hope I pronounced that right. And he went to Highland High School, attended Mount Vernon, Ohio, Nazarene College for 3 years.
It'll be McGriff, Visaski, and Larkin here in the 9th inning. Pass the ball over for a strike. Alejandro Pena warming up, and John Franco warms up too for the Reds. Ooh, good fastball right down the middle. He challenged him and won. No balls and 2 strikes.
Belcher now lives in Sparta, Ohio. Or Mount Gilead, Ohio, I believe it's pronounced.
Sounds right to me. 1, 2, 3, and 1 out in the inning.
Isaski will be the pinch batter. Needs some base runners. Down 5-3. Alejandro Pena still warming up for the Dodgers. Franco loosening down the right side for the Reds.
Well, it's Powder River right now. John Franco hoping he gets into the ball game, and a nice thing to get Murphy a win. He's 0-3 on the year and has pitched well. Another fastball, 5 consecutive fastballs.
Heat.
Turn up the volume a little bit. Talking to himself a little bit about staying back within himself, not overthrowing. It'll be another fastball. Oh, yes, and I'm telling you, you don't have to wait too long for it to get up there either. Wish we had a gun. It's got to be registering around 93 or 4 the way he's going and popping that mid of social. Strike 3. 7 pitches, 6 strikes, none of them fouled off really. And there's 2 outs for Barry Larkin. Belcher not very pleased about moving out of the starting rotation, but he's moved out to the bullpen and he's taking it out on the Reds. Fastball good enough for a strike on the outside edge. Dave Collins on deck. And the crowd now just starting to exit. This one fouled up, and I thought we might have had a play over our heads, and it stays in the upper deck. No balls and 2 strikes. The scoreboard has 1-1, but Tim Belcher has thrown 9 pitches, and 8 of them have been strikes. If Social changes that. 1, 2, 3 inning, and they're all strikeouts for Tim Belcher. What a performance. The Reds go down to defeat, and the Dodgers win it here at Riverfront Stadium. A happy Tommy Lasorda out of the dugout. Looked like he's lunched well here in Cincinnati. Final score 5-3. Jay and I'll be back in a minute to wrap it up.
Five runs, 9 hits, and no errors for the Dodgers. The Reds, 3 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. And a disappointing night with this big weekend series starting here against the Dodgers. All of a sudden, you look up and you're 7.5 out.
Well, you are, and of course the bullpen did a good job again tonight. A little bit of offense. Of course, you're facing one of the all-star pitchers in the National League, and of course for Orel Hershiser win number 11, and he got some strong help. Orozco came in. The big plays tonight, Jay, I think, as we talked about it during the break, were the double plays.
Yeah, the double play in the first inning when Davis hit the ball on the nose, and then the double play with the questionable call at first base.
Well, what are you going to do? It's out of, you're out of it. We had some opportunities, had the bases loaded, a fly ball deep to center field. The break's not going our way right now. Robinson goes down to defeat. He's 3-6. And for Earl Hershiser and the Dodgers, they just keep rolling along. They're playing exceptionally well on the road. That's their 19th win against only 12 losses on the road.
Well, it's 162 games and back at them tomorrow. And remember, it'll be Valenzuela and Rio here tomorrow. And then again, action here Sunday afternoon. We'll be joining the fans again on the network on the 5th of July, and I'll see you in the Big Apple then.
Well, have a good trip to London. Say hello to all the Bobbies over there for us. We appreciate all you joining us tonight here on the Cincinnati Reds Television Network. The final score, it's the Dodgers 5 and the Reds 3. For Jay Randolph, this is Johnny Bench saying, so long, everybody. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Budweiser Beechwood Age for that clean